Boom, welcome to Living Sweet in Orlando, Florida. My name is Andrew Sweet. I am your Orlando, Florida real estate advisor, and today we're going to be talking about Orlando, Florida, and basically giving you a full map tour of Orlando. And my reasoning for this is to educate you on Orlando, Florida, because if you're thinking about living in Orlando, it can be pretty confusing knowing where to live, what you're close to, especially with how many suburbs we have here and all the things that they offer. So be prepared to take notes. In this video, we're going to be going over a couple different things. We're going to be going over the major roads in Orlando. We're going to go over the major points of interest and where they're all located, as well as some of the top suburbs according to niche.com to live in Orlando, Florida. So if you're thinking about moving to Orlando, Florida in 2025, make sure to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and press that notification bell. Let's get into Orlando and make sure to teach you everything that you need to know before moving here. Again, get that notepad ready because you're going to want to take notes of some of this stuff. And make sure to stay till the end because I'm even going to showcase some really cool master plan communities, beautiful new construction homes with great prices. So that's going to be at the end of the video, so make sure to stay till that. So if you're ready to move to Orlando, Florida, if you're thinking about moving here, or if you're already like, hey, I want to live in Orlando, it's really important to lock in where you're going to look for a home. Orlando is very diverse in the sense of we have a ton of different suburbs. As you can see, just look like, let me zoom out here. So here's all of this is considered the Orlando metro area. And all of these suburbs offer different things like proximity to the major attractions in Orlando, or different sized lots, different priced homes, different sized homes, more new construction, less new construction. So depending on where you work, it's important to know what suburb fits your needs and wants best, right? So in this, what we're going to do, we're going to go over major locations. Like I said before, we're going to go over some of the major suburbs, the suburbs that people are moving to and that people love living in. According to niche.com, I can't steer you to any of these suburbs in any way. This information can be found on niche.com. You go to niche.com, search Orlando, and you'll see these suburbs on there as well. And you'll see things that people say about them. And we're going to talk about the roads, and I'm also going to show you some communities that are master plan communities that I think you'd be interested in, especially if you're interested in new construction homes. So let's get into the video. To start, we got to start right here with downtown Orlando. So this area circled is the downtown area. And we're not going to go into too much detail, but that's basically your hub, right? So the whole city exists around Orlando, and there's going to be a lot of jobs located here. If you're, financial jobs, things like that, there's all that's going to be located down here. And downtown Orlando, like here's the Orlando Health. That's the hospital, and there's a ton of restaurants here. Here's the Orlando Executive Airport, so a lot of private planes are flying in there. Now, I'm going to do a downtown Orlando video in and of itself. Not a ton of people move to downtown Orlando, but there's a ton of beautiful neighborhoods in downtown Orlando. We could really pick this place apart, and we will in a future video. You comment down below if you want to see a video of downtown Orlando picked apart, but we will go over that. But just for the sake of this video, which is to get you educated in Orlando, that is the city of Orlando, the downtown Orlando area. There's Lake Eola. Now, another important thing is right here, which is Orlando International Airport. This is a huge selling point for certain suburbs because you have a lot of suburbs over here that are super close. Like Conway is super close to the Orlando International Airport. And then you have kind of the side I grew up on, which is over here in Dr. Phillips, which is a little bit further, but still you have easy access, right? Like these roads, it's important to pay attention to the roads and to know them and to know where you live and how close you are to the nearest highway, because that's going to affect where you live. Especially here in Orlando. Orlando is just so spread out that living near a major road is very important, especially since it's all based around this central hub and we're so spread out. All of these areas. Now, just a quick reference, we're going to talk about the counties that make up Orlando. So if I zoom out even more. So the center and kind of all of this is Orange County. And then up here, you're going to have Seminole County. Down here, which is Kissimmee, Ventura Lakes. This area down here is going to be Osceola County. And then on this side, so Claremont, Mineola, all of this stuff over here is going to be Lake County. That's just to keep in mind the counties. If you're interested in like schooling and the ratings of schools, niche.com, again, very great website to go and check out the ratings of schools. We have some great schools here in Orlando. Don't take that from me though. Take that from niche.com. They've got all the info for you there. Now, we've seen major locations. Oh, obviously, of course, Disney World. Walt Disney World is right here. So basically this whole area right there, that's going to be Disney World, and Universal is actually going to be, it looks like my color changed. Here's Universal right there. So those are some major things here in Orlando, Florida. Some major things that people want to live close to. But let's talk now roads. So what are your major highways in the Orlando, Florida area? So we have a lot of major state roads, a lot of major highways. Everybody's going to know this. This is the I-4. This is your non-toll road. Now, there is an express lane that they added, which has been great. It is a toll road. But it can be great if you work in downtown Orlando. It starts somewhere north of Disney and ends, I believe, up in Maitland. I believe it ends right around here in Maitland or Altamont Springs. But it's a great way to get into the city if you work in the city and you live outside. Now, major areas that connect to the I-4 that people love living in, we're going to have all down here. So, just to show you I-4 goes all the way to Tampa and all the way up to Daytona Beach, South Daytona. So it can get you pretty far. But in terms of Orlando, what's the I-4 going to connect you to? We have Altamont Springs, Maitland, and Winter Park. Winter Park's right here next to the I-4. I-4 obviously runs through all of these neighborhoods here in Orlando. Another area that's really close to the I-4 and very popular is Dr. Phillips. We'll talk about that more in a bit. And Bay Hill, I consider it part of Dr. Phillips. All of these homes down here and into Lake Buena Vista, which a lot of this is Disneyland, not Disneyland is in California, but Disney's land, right? And so all of these communities down here, Four Corners, they have pretty easy access, reunion, celebration. You're going to have quick access to the I-4. Of course, the I-4 connects to other roads. So another road that is the big one here is the 417. As you can see here, the 417. The 417 is a major road if you live up in the Oviedo area, even up here into Lake Mary, Sanford. You can take the I-4, but you can also take the 417. The other thing is that the 417 and the 429, as you can see, merge. Now, basically, let me zoom out here. The 417 and the 429 basically do this big old circle around Orlando. So if you really wanted to do like a joyride around Orlando, you would take the 417 into the 429 or vice versa. And it's just this nice big circle around the Orlando area. We're talking about that. So another place. So if you live in down here near like some of these communities down here near downtown, the Orlando International Airport, Lake Nona, very popular. St. Cloud. You're going to have to take another road, the 192, to get to the 417. That's going to get you there. 417, the 429 are big connecting roads here in Orlando. So a lot of the major suburbs that people are moving to, they're moving to because they have access to either the 417 or the 429, because those roads connect with basically everything. You can get up to the 408. You can get to the Turnpike. You can get to I-4, like we talked about before, which, you can get, so 192, which takes you further down south, right? All the way to Melbourne. Now, another one that's important is the Turnpike. Florida's Turnpike is right here. You can see it runs into the middle, so you can actually access it from the 429, which we'll talk about in a second. And the Florida's Turnpike goes all the way south, pretty much all the way to Miami. It also goes north. Florida's Turnpike goes north and actually merges right here with this I-75, which can take you all the way up to Marion Oaks, up to Ocala, and then, of course, further up into Gainesville if you so desire. So, last major road, is the 429. Now, the 429 is important because that's going to bleed down into Disney. And a lot of people, that's important. A ton of people work in Disney. It also connects you to the 408, which can take you to the eastern side of town or take you right downtown. So this major road here, the 429, which runs all the way up here until it turns into the 417, right? Or connects to the 417. That's going to take you through places like Apopka. It's going to take you through Ocoee, very popular. Winter Garden. Windermere is close. Gotha is very close. Horizon West, which is a ton of new construction homes in here. And it goes down into Four Corners and to the Disney area. So 429, very important road. And that actually leads me into kind of areas that people are living in near these roads. And the ones that are important. Oh, sorry guys. Last road there's a bunch of roads, obviously. Another one that people live on is the 50. So the 50, the problem with it is it's not your typical, like when you think highway, you think open road, right? No lights, anything like that. You're just kind of zooming down. So Claremont, Groveland, Mascot, Mineola, these suburbs over here, lots of new construction. There's a lot of affordable homes out there. The thing is though, what you sacrifice, you're going to sacrifice commute time if you do that. So you're going to have a longer commute out here. People are still doing it just because you can get larger homes with larger lots out this way for way less than closer, obviously, to downtown. But you're pretty much stuck taking the 50 all the way in. A lot of people also live up in the Mount Dora, Tavares, Eustis area. And they're going to be able to get on the 19 down to the Turnpike and get into town. But again, if you're living out here or you're living up here, it's a pretty long commute because there's a lot of road transferring, and the roads over here just get really, really packed. The same as down here by Disney. This whole area of roads, because this is like the hub of Disney, all these roads are connecting. All of this, especially like into here, all that, it just gets so packed it gets so congested. It's just something to keep in mind. Now, what are some popular communities? What are some suburbs that people are actually moving to in Orlando, and why are they moving there? It depends, right? So there's places to move to if you're simply looking at affordable homes that are going to be more affordable. What you're going to sacrifice for that is you're going to and by affordable, I mean on the lower end of the average or even under the average home price. So average home price in Orlando fluctuates around mid 400K range. So you're looking lower or even into the 300,000s, then where you're going to be looking is outside of the central hub. So you're going to be looking in areas like I mentioned out here, Mineola, Mascot, Groveland. There's just so much undeveloped land that's being developed. And so these new construction homes are able to sell for a lower price or give great incentives. But again, that sacrifice you're making is that you're further away from downtown. Here's downtown. Now, another one, like I mentioned it before, is up here. Now, this is a huge future development. There's going to be a lot of homes out here, but Mount Dora and Eustis and Tavares have a lot of new construction, these three areas. But again, what you're sacrificing by living up there is a longer commute. It's about 45 minutes to an hour from any of these places I just mentioned to get to downtown Orlando. Depending on traffic, you can get there pretty quick if the traffic's not that bad. Now, let's talk about, like I said, some just overall popular places that people are moving to in Orlando, Florida, why they're moving there. And I'll do future breakdown videos of each of these, but let's just get into it right now. I'll talk about first, let's go into Horizon West and Winter Garden. So Winter Garden, Florida is a very, very popular area to live in. If you go on niche.com, what you'll see is that they have great schools, great communities, and they have this really cute area called the downtown Winter Garden area. I can tell you from experience, it's a lot of fun. This is Plant Street right here. So it's going to be brick roads. You have Plant Street Market, which is all these different restaurants and a brewery and just a meat shop, or a butcher, right? So all these different things, all these different food places compacted into one building, but also this whole road is just so many coffee shops and restaurants, and the nightlife there is just really fun, and they're doing live music a lot of the time. They do big Christmas events, and they do events all the time there. It's a really fun place to hang out. But Winter Garden, Florida, these houses kind of all in here in Old Winter Garden, what we're seeing is you're seeing a lot of more expensive homes. What people are doing is they're buying the homes down these side streets, and they're buying these homes, tearing them down. They're buying them for minimum $500K, tearing them down, building, big mansions on them, or just large multi-million dollar homes. The reason for that is because all these neighborhoods in here, you can actually take golf carts down these roads onto Plant Street, which has golf cart parking and allows for golf carts to drive through there. So it's just very popular. It's a very popular place to live for people of all ages. Another place that's pretty popular because it's just so close is Oakland. Very similar. They have a lot more newer homes in Oakland. For instance, let me find it here. Oakland Park is in here somewhere, and it is very popular. The homes there are beautiful. Let me actually just search it for you guys, because you got to see Oakland Park. Okay. So a couple different builders built in here. I believe this is the townhome side, but this is actually it. Yeah, so you just have a lot of different homes in here. It's just a beautiful community. But that's Winter Garden, very popular place to live, and the next place we're talking about is actually related to that. It's Horizon West. So Horizon West we're actually gonna just look at it here really quick. I want to show you guys Horizon West, Florida. Boom, it's this area here. So major place that people are moving to for the parks, for Disney. A lot of people are buying second homes in here, and they're not even staying in them for more than a month, right? They'll just buy a home and just keep it for when it's time to go to the parks, or just come down during the winter. And we're seeing a lot of that. The reason people love Horizon West, the schools are A-rated in this area, and they also have a lot of new construction opportunities with more of a luxury build. It's the whole area is being developed with a common goal. So what do I mean by that? It's 5 different towns, like 5 different townships that make up Horizon West. We have the newest ones are Ovation down here, and then you have Hamlin, which is the center one, which there's a lot of new construction out here, which we'll talk about in a second. There's lots of new construction in both of those. But Horizon West, the reason it's such a great place to live, the reason people love it and they're moving here, is because of the 429. You can hop right onto the 429 and basically go wherever you want, down into Disney, get over onto the 408, go to Orlando, keep going, go over to the University of Central Florida. It just gives you access to everything. From Horizon West, you can get to Orlando in 30 minutes. You can get to Disney in 15 to 20. You can get to the Orlando International Airport in 30 minutes. So proximity-wise, Horizon West has a lot. I'm going to break down a full video of this. Now, I do want to show you a new construction community. I mentioned earlier that kind of in here, we're going to be talking about some new construction communities. The first one is here in Horizon West. And there's a lot of new construction all down here. I mean, for instance, all of this right here is new construction with different builders: Toll Brothers, Dream Finders, Meritage Homes, MI Homes, Ashton Woods, DR Horton, lots of people. Right here, though, right here in Hamlin, I believe this is the last master plan community in Hamlin that they're going to be building, and it's called Silverleaf Oaks is by Pulte, but there's also a couple others. So Silverleaf Reserve is the whole thing, right? That's the housing area. But there's Hamlin Ridge by Dream Finders. That's in there too. I mean, you can get a new construction home, like 3-bed, 2-bath, 4-bed, 2.5 bath for $450 and down. They also have townhomes. Over here, the Pulte homes are a little more luxury. So you're looking up closer to the starting in the $600K range and up from there. There's also, I believe, Meritage Homes. There's also Meritage Homes building in here as well. So a couple builders in there. That's going to be about 2,000 homes before it's finished. And they're going to have an elementary school. They actually already do have elementary school and middle school, both A-rated. That community, it's right there in that community, which is great. People love it. Another one is Waterley, which is a little further south. So Waterley is going to be down here. Here's Waterley. So Waterley, people love it. It's being built by D.R. Horton. It's a resort-style community. I believe their final phase is coming up in 2025. In February is when it'll start. And it's a resort-style master plan community. So a bunch of different resort-style pools, amenity centers, the Wi-Fi is included, lawn care is included. They have the Publix like right outside of the community, right here. So where is it? I believe it's Publix right here, literally in the front of the community. It also has schools, things like that, all part of the community. It's just that master plan. So people, it's huge, and people want to stay in their communities. People want to be close to stuff, and that's why people love living there. And then again, down here, Ovation. So that's kind of the final one. Ovation will have its own town center in the future. But I believe that's going to really break ground in 2026, but they're really building a ton of homes there right now. There's North Lake at Ovation by Ashton Woods, West Haven at Ovation by Toll Brothers, and so many more. There's so many more communities down in this area built by, K. Hovnanian, Del Webb. They have a 55 up community if that's what you're looking for. Rockwell Homes, and there's West Haven at Ovation, like I was talking about. And there's a bunch of others throughout this whole Serenade at Ovation. That's one of the newer ones. They kind of just broke ground, I believe, last year. So that's Horizon West. That's why people love it. They're close to the parks. They're also only allowed to build up to 32,000 homes in this whole area. And I think they already bought all the land's already paid out. So it's only going to be around 28,000-ish homes when it's finished. And they're not going to build any more homes there. So there's still going to be a lot of green space, but it's a mix of residential, green space, and commercial, and people love it. It's those 5 separate towns, and people love living there. So that's Horizon West. Again, very popular because of that 429. It just makes it a great location for travel and just getting around town. Quick mentions, Gotha is popular. There's not a lot of new construction in there. You're looking at some little bit more pricey homes. There are affordable options throughout, and by affordable, again, I'm talking like average home price $450K up to $500. But there's also some just mega mansions in there because it's right here on the Butler chain of lakes, and that's why I want to talk about the next one, Windermere. Very popular place to live. Again, look it up on niche.com. Why people love living there. They maintain the small town feel. So this whole area is their downtown across Main Street, and they want to maintain a small town feel. There's not a lot of commercial allowed in this area. It just gives it that smaller town feel that people want to maintain. So if you're looking for your major commercial areas, you will actually have to leave the Windermere, but again, that's not going to take very long. A con of living in Windermere is that a lot of people use Windermere to get through from one side of these lakes to the other. So there can be traffic. There is traffic typically on those major transit hours, which are, the morning when people are going to work and the evening when people are leaving work. You're going to see it get pretty busy in here. Windermere is where you're really going to move if you're looking for a very expensive home. If you're looking for something on one of these major lakes, either, I would say like base price in Windermere, go in comfortable at $800,000 and just you're going from there, because Windermere is more of that luxury area in Central Florida. Now, there are some parts of Windermere out here where you can find 600Ks, maybe low 500, mid 500s, but 500K is really where you're starting in this part of Windermere. And more central Windermere, those are expensive homes. Now, Dr. Phillips, very popular place to live. Also, a little bit more luxury, kind of like Windermere, a little more upper level on the price scale. And the reason for that is just look at this location. So Dr. Phillips is right here, this strip here. They have tons of restaurants. So Restaurant Row, it's gonna be right here, Sand Lake Road. There's a Trader Joe's, there's a Walmart down the road over here, a Whole Foods, 2 Publixes, and then you just have restaurants. So just tons of different restaurants and top rated restaurants. They also have a brand new, right here, a brand new it's called O-Town West. And so there's another Publix down here and a bunch more restaurants right here, and a brand new road that runs through to just to another part of Orlando that they added. There's also a brand new construction community. Oh yeah, right here. So these roads, Parkview Reserve by Pulte. There it is. And it's pretty much the last new construction community in Dr. Phillips. And we're going to go into Dr. Phillips' full breakdown, like I said earlier. This is it's just one of the many popular suburbs in the Orlando, Florida area. I mean, just look at how close you are to I-4. I-4 literally gets you anywhere you want to go in Orlando, connects you up to the 408, connects you over here to the Turnpike. You go down south, you get to Disney, you go up further north, you get to Orlando. It connects you to the 528, the 482. I mean, it gets you to the airport if that's where you need to go. From Dr. Phillips, the airport is about 25 minutes away. Orlando, 25 minutes. Down here, the Disney area, 20 minutes. So just proximity and the proximity to the roads that get you everywhere. Dr. Phillips is great. And Dr. Phillips, actually, another reason people love living there is because it's close to all of like the touristy action, but you're still far enough removed where there's not a lot of overlap between the tourists and the residents, which is great. So we've talked about kind of the popular internal ones. We've mentioned Claremont, Mineola, Groveland, Mascot. Again, new construction. Lots of new construction. You're just further away from, and these are older areas that are kind of booming with new construction. So you're going to have those old downtowns. You're going to have a lot of brand new. The highest point in Florida is actually in Claremont, which fun fact. So if you want to live in the highest point in Florida, Claremont's really cool actually. So Claremont actually it's very hilly. It's almost unnatural to Florida, especially to Orlando, how many hills. It kind of looks like, if you've ever been to Italy, it kind of looks like Tuscany, the rolling hills. It's very interesting. And then up here, again, lots of new construction. Very popular area to live is up here, Sanford, Lake Mary. Reason for that, 417 takes you down, and you can connect to the 408. You can get all the way down to the airport down here, and just pretty much anywhere else in Orlando you want to go. Those are going to be further out, though, closer to downtown Orlando, but further from the airport, further from Disney. Another popular area is Winter Park. This is a very upper echelon area, but they have their own old downtown, which is very cool. A lot of beautiful homes, beautiful homes. We're seeing a lot of new construction in areas like Altamont Springs and Apopka. So where's Apopka? Apopka's over here. Apopka's going to have a lot of new construction. Altamont's going to have new construction. It's also a very popular place to live just because you have the I-4 right there. Same with Maitland. I-4 is going to be right here. Jump on the I-4, get downtown. A lot of people that work downtown actually live in Winter Park, Maitland, and Altamont Springs because they can just hop on the I-4, even get on the expressway, and zoop right down to downtown Orlando. Let's go over to Eastern Orlando. So we're going to talk about Oviedo. This is one of the top-rated suburbs especially for families, according to niche.com. Just more affordable homes. There's going to be affordability over here, a lot of new construction, and a lot of very well-established neighborhoods. You're close to the University of Central Florida. You're close to the 417, which gets you everywhere you need to go. There's the Oviedo Mall. They have a bunch of different malls, shopping centers. Schools are rated well over here, according to niche.com. And it's just another popular area to live in. And we're going to do more videos on Oviedo as well. But again, start writing down, what's important to you. What are you looking for? Are you looking to be close to schools, close to the parks? What are you looking for? And let's go further south because I want to talk about some of these areas over here. Now, Lake Nona is the medical city. It's a tech hub. It's a very modern city with beautiful homes. It's a master planned community. So the whole area is this master planned area. They have Boxy Park downtown, in downtown Lake Nona, which is like those shipping containers, and there's a bunch of food and drinks. It's a lot of fun. They have live music, different events all the time. All these different communities that run through here. Laureate Park is another one of those master plan communities, those huge communities where you have your schools right in there, right close by, and just beautiful newer construction homes. I believe the new construction ended because a lot of the developers are moving to somewhere else that I will talk to. It's over here. Talk to you about in a second. There is a master plan community, Everby by Pulte. So it's a little further south. So yeah, it's actually north of, so all all of the Lake Nona stuff. It's all around there. Lake Nona Central, North Lake Park at Lake Nona, Lake Nona region, Lake Nona Medical City. This is really cool. It's literally a medical city. And then if you go further north, it's Everby by Pulte Homes, which is it's Pulte Homes master plan community. I won't go too deep inside of this one. It's just another one of those master plan communities in Orlando, Florida they're going to have everything there. They have a ton of different floor plans. It's one of Pulte's babies. Pulte's a great builder here in Orlando. And so that's just something to think about if you're interested in new construction homes and living near the medical city in Lake Nona, the tech hub, which is Lake Nona. And also, I mean, guys, the reason people love Lake Nona is right here. The airport is literally right next door to you. So you need to get to the airport, 15 minute drive, right? You just zip right over to the airport. It's right next door. A lot of people in the medical field especially medical sales and nurses, things like that, who are traveling a lot are living out this way because they just hop on these highways, get to the airport, and they're out of town, right? So that's all right there. Story Park is another very popular. I believe this was Lennar. That's funny. That's not at all. That's just someone's kid. That's okay. So Story Park, that's right there. And we'll talk about this again. Lake Nona is another one we'll break down into deep detail in a future video. Go ahead and comment down below, guys, if you're looking for a specific community or specific suburb to live in here in Orlando, and I'll make a video on it for you. I actually do read your comments, and I want to know what you want to see, so go ahead and comment down below. Also, if you're ready to move to Orlando, Florida, and you're looking to make your move, right now you're looking for new construction in one of these suburbs that we talked about, or maybe another one that you've done research on your own, make sure to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd be more than happy to help you make your move to Orlando, Florida go as smoothly as possible. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and press that notification bell because it just helps me out so much. And now let's get back into our tour of Orlando. St. Cloud. St. Cloud is next on the list. So St. Cloud is one of those areas that is older. It's an older area that has one of those older downtowns, but then these builders started noticing it and they started buying up that land. And so now we're seeing a lot, Alligator Lake. That's funny. Now we're seeing a lot of new construction homes. So here, Land Sea Homes. Land Sea Homes is a great builder. And there's a ton of new construction down here. If you're looking for a more established area where you can get larger homes for less than other areas, St. Cloud's going to be good. Again, going to be a little further from things, so it's about 25-30 minutes from the airport just because you're going around here, especially because traffic can get pretty bad. And then from downtown Orlando, 45 minutes. From Disney, about 45 minutes as well, 30 to 45 minutes. But that's St. Cloud. It's a major road in St. Cloud is a 192. 192 can take you all the way across town, take you all the way to the 429 over here into Disney area. And can also get you up south all the way to Melbourne. We talked about that, the 192. Now, excuse me, that's down here, St. Cloud. This is a big one. If you've watched videos about, especially if you're into new construction, you've probably heard of Sunbridge here in Orlando, Florida. Now, it's right there. So let me zoom in. So you drive down here it is. So Sunbridge I'm going to do a whole video on Sunbridge because it's a massive new construction master planned area that's going to have schools and communities and it's tons of new construction homes and commercial areas all right there in this hub. And it's going to be a major chunk of it is going to be nature. So it's like a mix of this newer development with nature, and they're combining it in a really cool way. Here you have Del Webb's Sunbridge by Del Webb Homes, 55 up community, if that's what you're looking for. Westland Park, which is Ashton Woods, David Weekley, I believe Dreamfinders and Toll Brothers are in there as well as some other people. But guys, when you're talking about a new construction community that just has some of, I mean, it's like the new thing. It's Sunbridge. There's a lot of money going into Sunbridge. Let me actually look it up here. Sunbridge. So yeah, it's all this stuff right here that we just took a look at. This is that's Del Webb. So here's the base camp at Sunbridge. This is pretty interesting. It's, let me see if there's actually any well, there's no photos on it. That's fine. Base camp is just a place where you can go and get a lot of information about Sunbridge. It's really cool. So that's Sunbridge, and that's right there off of the Lake Nona area. So the same developers that made Lake Nona also made Sunbridge, which is why it's so popular. People are buying out there. And I mean, tons of amazing builders building out here as well. So very popular, especially for new construction buyers. Some other areas that we won't get into too deep. Conway, very popular area to live in. All of these these areas, Metro West, people, if you're looking for super affordable, this is mainly a rental area. But you're going to have Valencia College West Campus is right there in Metro West. Some other places, we talked about Winter Park. Lots of affordable housing right in here. That's where you're going to find probably your least expensive homes is in the Pine Hills area. Down here, West Orlando, Richmond Heights. All this is going to be like a lot of condo living, a lot of rentals, and a lot of, you have Millennia. So Millennia has a huge mall right there, really fun. But a lot of that is going to be the more affordable housing in Orlando. And then Hunters Creek, popular place to live. Kissimmee, people know Kissimmee. The thing about Kissimmee is that you're really mixed into that. There's a lot of bleed over from Disney over here. So it's very touristy, a lot of Airbnbs that can kind of disrupt the flow. But that's right there. Celebration. People love Celebration. That's Disney's neighborhood, right? That's one of the community. It's a master planned area that Disney built out. Beautiful homes connected to Disney, right? So just a lot of people love living there. Homes there can get pretty expensive, but it's still really cool. Reunion is another resort style community with a lot of luxury homes. There's a lot of 3-story homes, a lot of, mansions, and it's very popular. Again, resort style. They literally have crazy pools in there. They have beautiful vacation condominiums if that's something you'd like to own. Really nice golf course. They might actually have I think they have 3 golf courses in there. Just really, if you're into golf, Reunion it's awesome. And then there's Four Corners. So Four Corners, again, a lot of people live down there, but it's right there. Lots of golf, right? Lots of resorts, right there in that Disney area. So you get a lot of that kind of not new construction. You get a lot of that tourist bleed over, which is fine. It can be a little much at times. But guys, that is just the basics of Orlando. And there's so much more that I can talk about. Orlando is such a large city with so much going on. We have so much development happening out here. So many beautiful communities, beautiful suburbs, each with their own pros and cons. And we're going to talk about those kinds of things in the future. So if you're interested in, like I said, in any one of these communities, in any one of them, just make sure to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. And if you're interested in seeing new construction home tours, community tours, or more map tours like this one, as I break down all of these different neighborhoods and suburbs, make sure to like, subscribe, press that notification bell. Guys, really quickly, I just want to tell you this. All of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We have fallen short of God's perfection. And the only way to be right with God on the final day of judgment is through Jesus Christ, God's Son, who he gave, he sent to earth for the sake of God's people, and to be with God in eternity in heaven. The only way to get there is through Jesus Christ. So if you don't know Jesus, if you don't have a relationship with him, if you think I'm crazy, I just ask that you seek him, that you just get curious, ask me, ask someone you know who knows Jesus. I promise it won't change it won't necessarily change all of your circumstances here on earth, but it will change your heart here on earth, and it will change the way you look at life here on this earth, and it'll give you a deeper purpose and meaning than you've ever had before in any worldly thing. It gives you an eternal purpose, and it also shows you, following Jesus shows you the beauty of our holy God who created this universe. So thank you guys for watching the video. If you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to check out this video next, because it's going to have a lot of the stuff that we've been watching today.